Hey everybody, it is the holidays, so I thought maybe you would want to see what we do with whole beef tenderloin. It's very popular, at holiday celebrations. Whether it's the whole tenderloin you take and roast off, or you cut fillets out of it. But there is a process to it, and if you've ever seen whole tenderloins like this, the store, they look kind of different once you get done trimming them up, and I wanted to show you what we do. All right, so what we're going to do is, you can see once I got it out of the pack here, it doesn't look, there's a lot of stuff on it. There's the stuff silver skin, there's some fat. What I'm going to do first is pull off what we call the chain, which is this. And got to get this completely off. This has got some meat on it, and we do take this and grind it up. There's a lot of, you can see in here is a lot of silver skin, a lot of gristle. But when we take and render it down, where we grind it up first and then cook it off, and we get a lot of fat out of it. But I hate to waste anything, and so we'll take and grind that, and we'll put that in the chili. We use ground beef in the chili, then we'll add to it with this ground beef. So it's a lot of work to it, and you don't get a whole lot out of it. But I really do hate to waste anything, and you can't really make stock out of it because it's got so much fat in it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go along and trim all this fat. Now that chain I took off, a lot of grocery store chains will actually just cut right through when you get a fillet, so you'll actually get some of that fat and sinew and stuff. We do here what's I just call it the restaurant trim, where you go to a restaurant, it is 100% cleaned, and that's what we're going to do here. So you can see all this. Some of it just pulls off, and some of it you have to trim. Now, see, it's all over. These really don't have a whole lot of them. This is our Seven Hills beef that we get out of Lynchburg, and they do a really nice job of trimming up the quality of product is so much better than you can get in other places. So they actually make our life easy. And what I'm looking to do is just get everything off here. This, if you're looking at a tenderloin, this is called the tail. This is called the head. If you're going to roast one off whole, what I always say to do is tuck that underneath. You can tie it if you want, or just set it underneath, so that way, because this will get really well done while this is still medium rare. So if you want to kind of even it up a little bit, just do that. It's nice and easy. And what we'll do is here's take and trim all this up. The first time you do this is going to take a little while. If you want to do it yourself, I know some of the big discount places, Costco, Sam's Club, and all, just carry them without being trimmed. They are less expensive, and there's a reason for that. Once we get to the end of this, we'll tell you what that is. Plus the fact it's going to be less expensive because there's no labor involved with it. You have to do the labor yourself, and some people like doing this. And actually, it can be a lot of fun. Done, I think, literally thousands of these over my career. We want to get all this stuff, especially the silver skin, because that can be so tough when it cooks. You have to kind of go in between the head down here and trim this out. And get all of it, because that just, the end result is the eating experience. You don't want your guest to have to, especially with tenderloin, to chew. And what you can do is the old, if you've ever heard the classical dish Chateaubriand, that was this part, the head up there. They usually cut that off. That was usually served for two people. You don't see that as much anymore. That was a very big thing in like continental cuisine, French restaurants. It was usually, what happened was they cooked it in the back, and it was brought to the table, and your waiter or the maitre d' or the captain, depending on how nice of a place you went to, they would slice this table side for you. It was usually served with some béarnaise sauce, which was a hollandaise with a tarragon reduction. And very old school, very classical, kind of cool. You don't see it much anymore. I'm not sure if some of the steakhouses they still do it or not. It's been a very long time since I've been to a steakhouse. So anyway, getting back to this is what we do here because we want you to have 100% usable product. And some of this, you can leave a little bit of this fat on because it's going to melt off in the cooking process. Big thing is the silver skin. And you can see there's a little bits of that here and there. This actually goes fairly quick. And I'm not going to take in this video because it takes too long to cut it up in fillets, but this is for, like I said, a lot of you have ordered or want whole tenderloins, which are great to roast off. We, the one country club I worked at, we used to do big, huge banquets, and when I got there, we were doing fillets. Well, people are very particular about how they like their steak. And so we always got some back that, oh, it's overdone, it's underdone. So I switched to do, on the menu, instead of fillets, I would do sliced tenderloin. Same thing, do it medium rare to medium. We never got any back because it was this perception it was sliced tenderloin. Same meat as a fillet, but like I said, people were very specific. Okay. So here's what you're going to look like trimmed. It's 100% trimmed. This is where we'll cut fillets out of it. Now you can see this. I think if I remember right, I weighed this out. It was 5.80. I'm going to take and weigh this trim out and see how much that is. And when you're figuring prices and everything, you've actually got to, you paid a certain amount for this whole tenderloin before it got trimmed. What you can actually use is this. So whatever you paid for it, this is the weight that it actually costs you. So it's going to cost you, say you paid 15 bucks a pound for it. Well, you can't use that. So now your price might be 16, 17, 18, as much as 19 bucks a pound. When I do this video, I'll do the math and let you know what the trim was and all that. So, but anyway, that's what it takes to get it 100% trim. I say in the supermarkets, when you see them, a lot of times they'll leave this chain on. If you look at this, there's a lot of sinew to it, a lot of, like there you can see. You don't want to fool with that and the fat. So anyway, we'll go on and see what this weighs out to. Okay, so I weighed out the trim. Came out to 1.21 pounds, I think. And the whole tenderloin before I started was 5.8. So that's about a 20% loss, which is, you really can't use this. You're certainly not going to, use it in a steak or anything like that. So a 20% loss on a whole tenderloin trimmed out is really not too bad. I've seen them go, we've weighed them out before, where it's 30, 32, 34%. So another thing, the reason why I buy the beef from Seven Hills, they just do a nicer job of trimming stuff out, better quality, all that. So like I said, a $15 a pound tenderloin now actually costs you 18 bucks when you figure that out, what you get at the end of that. A lot of grocery stores don't trim up the way we do, so we do more of a restaurant trim, what we call it. And I just thought it was something interesting, especially with everybody using a lot of tenderloin and all through the holidays, and wanted to show you. So everybody, happy holidays.